When I bought this bike, I knew from the offset that the front wheel was the wrong size for this particular model. Honda XL250S should have come with a 23-inch rim and tyre, but a lot of people switched them over for a 21-inch rim, which this has, which was available on later models and I believe earlier models. So between about 1978 and 1983, the 23-inch wheel was available. Unfortunately, a lot of people didn't like it because the tyre choices were limited, so a lot of them got converted over to the 21-inch wheel. And it's always been kind of like the idea that I would eventually try and locate a 23-inch wheel. And at last, after much hunting on eBay, and there are plenty out there, I found one that I thought would be suitable. One that was fairly clean, the spokes weren't rusty, the rims looked straight, and I ordered it from an eBay site in Germany. And here it is, the 23-inch rim. And even just propped up beside the bike, you can see that it's bigger than the 21-inch rim that it sat next to. So one of my jobs either tonight or at the weekend is to switch the rims over and to make sure that all the brakes work fine, that the rim's perfectly true, and take it for a test ride. It should also correct any errors with the speedometer, because the speedometer is set for a 23-inch wheel, but obviously running on a 21 it's showing that it's slightly quicker than it really is, which makes it a little bit awkward when it comes to speed limits and so on. So one of my jobs is to fit that over. I don't think I'll show the fitting of it because I've covered front wheel fittings before. This one was about 125, which included this tyre in fact, which was a bonus, but the shipping from Germany was ridiculously expensive. It cost me £60 and it was 70 something euros. So there we go, 1.6 by 23, and the tyre on there is a 3-inch by 23-inch. It's actually in very good condition. I have no idea how old the tyre is, but it feels very soft and very supple, and there's plenty of wear left on it. It's called Trailwing and it's by Bridgestone. I'm not sure if these are still available in Europe. As far as I can tell, there is only one tyre that fits it, and that is a Chinese made tyre, which is from a corporation owned by Maxxis, although they are not Maxxis branded. The hub itself looks to be in good condition, but obviously until I fit it, run it, I don't know. Plans for the hub, new bearings, I'll change those over as a matter of course, because obviously we don't know the history of them, although they do feel pretty smooth, and for test riding purposes I'll leave them in there. And the other thing to change is I have a 23-inch inner tube on order, because again, not knowing the history, I mean, it could be perished, and the last thing I want is it to blow out on me. But again, initially I will take it out on gentle test rides with the old tube in, keep it local, and if I have any issues, I'm only a short distance from home. As a side note though, I am going to be keeping the 21-inch rim for off-road purposes, for green laning. Much wider choice of tyres. I mean, as you can see, I've got quite an aggressive knobbly on there, which is perfect for green laning and off-roading, whereas the tyre on here is very much a dual sport, an old style dual sport tyre. I have to say it is nearly perfect. It is in really good condition and it works exceptionally well. It's straight, none of the spokes are buckled. The brakes work, although that is a story in itself. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It does feel slightly different to ride with the 23-inch wheel. It's slightly more jacked up. I would say actually slightly nicer, more comfortable ride with the bigger wheel on. The bike itself is coming together bit by bit, pound by pound. So far, obviously, as I've already mentioned in other videos, we've changed the rear light to the original one. We've changed the number plate holder to an XL250 The rear plastics, these bits, the mudguard, that's been changed. The rear indicators have been changed. The engine's been rebuilt twice. What else have we done? We've rebuilt the forks on it. So they're new stanchions and new seals, new oil, all the rest of it. What else we got? Oh yeah, front mudguard, the XL185 mudguard, modified to fit. Front wheel, oh, rear hub, new rear hub on it, rebuilt with bearings. What else have we done? Oh yeah, latest new toy, the toolbox, that's fitted, so that's on there now. So yeah, so still quite a bit to do on it though. Ultimately I would like to get the frame powder coated. I want to repaint the plastics and the tank. The tank's not in perfect condition. The paint on it is you know, it's been painted by someone at some point, and it's you know, it's rough. It's acceptable, but it's rough. I'd like to change the front indicators, get those to be more original. So maybe some that hang on the bars like they're supposed to. What else is there? I know there's always loads of stuff. Ah yes, I've got to find a battery box for it. Now they do come up, but they're usually pretty mangled or rusty. So I'm just holding my breath, waiting for one to come up at the right price, at the right time. Steering lock. I am currently looking for the right steering lock mechanism. Oh, and the exhaust. I'm two minds about the exhaust. In an ideal world, if I had tons of money, I would just buy an aftermarket one. That would set me back about 400 quid. This one works. It just isn't right. You know, it's like an aftermarket one. It's period, but it's aftermarket. And if you're going to go to all this effort, do you change the exhaust? It's not a priority, but I would like to do it at some point. So yeah, that's it. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we sourced and refurbed the passenger foot pegs as well. I'm sure there's other stuff. I keep forgetting what I've done now. But yeah, it's coming on. It's starting to look like an XL250 should do. It's starting to look correct, and that big front wheel is kind of one of the key features of the bike. So yeah, there we go. Getting on with it.